good to see you.
Nice to see you too, man.
We were just thinking about when you were on the show. You were like 16.
That was a really long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
I was a little baby.
I fell in love with a boy. I fell in love once and almost completely. So he's in love with the world. But sometimes these feelings can be so misleading.
Joss, October 20th, your fourth record, Color Me Free, finally comes out. Your fans have been, thought this record was going to come out a long time ago.
Yeah.
The title of the record screams this idea that your shackles have been cut. And there's been some drama with your record label, EMI.
Slightly, yes.
How do you sort of summarize that?
You know, it's not so bad anymore. Everything's been sorted, and now we're putting the music out. So all the arguments that one has trying to be musically, artistically free, that's done. So I'm just going to put music out and have a little laugh, and I am free. I am free in many different ways.
Is this a reflection of your real life, or did you write this record because it suits the style in which you sing?
No, I think I have to talk about what I've been through. You know, it's always, every song's about something or someone.
Right.
It might be about a situation rather than a guy, but sometimes, usually it's about a bloke, isn't it?
At this point in your fourth record, where do you, because I know you do so much, but it only took you about a week to write this record, or to kind of put it all together? Where'd you record it?
I recorded it at my mum's in Wellington.
Your mum has a studio in her house?
She has a club in Exeter now, but then, I mean, this is a long time ago, I made the record now, it feels like years ago.
Right.
It was in a tiny little village called Wellington. It's actually a really small town. And the rooms upstairs, they were writing rooms, it's like a house. There's loads of pillows in all the rooms and stuff like that. So she wants to get young kids involved so then she can teach them how to record and perform and write songs.
Oh, cool.
But she was just starting that, so the builders were in, and there was one mic and a computer in the small room, and they'd made a vocal booth. And I woke up one day and just was kind of inspired, and I was just like, I want to make an album, like right now.
We think that that's how the process works. You're saying that there's a whole other thing, I guess, when you're signed to a major label. You gotta like ask somebody.
You have to ask.
That's crazy.
You do have to ask.
Especially with your style of music and as free as you are.
You want to be able to just feel it.
Why wouldn't
I don't have to call you up and be like, okay, so is this okay? Is that okay? But then the moment's gone.
Is it because you're spending their money? They want to know exactly what your plan is?
Well, not only just you're spending their money, but that's their product. And if they don't have control over their product, then they don't have control over anything.
Right.
So that's why.
Right.
You know, there is a good, it's a good reason, I guess. I mean, if you're a businessman, I understand it from a business point of view.
Right.
From an artistic point of view, it's very frustrating.
I can't turn back, I'm on a mission. If you care, don't you dare blur my vision.
Joss, you don't strike me, your body of work doesn't strike me, and I know it well because I'm a big fan. None of it is really paralleled to the other young female singer-songwriters in pop culture at the moment. The way that you go about writing, singing, performing, I think it's some of the most talented music that we have. But it's structurally much different. You don't seem to be the type that really hits it with, all right, here's the single, this is going to go to Gossip Girl, I'm going to be on the cover of Us Weekly, I'm going to go out in LA and try and, mess around with like an NFL quarterback or whatever. It's all very different, and your music
it doesn't really go like
you don't roll like that.
No, I just make music.
I'm assuming that it's my show and I'll have the power to put a little music underneath this interview when it goes into an edit.
Oh, cool.
I just want you to go through a couple of some of the songs.
Okay.
Could Have Been You, the second track on the record.
Yeah.
I think is one of your. I personally think it may be my favorite song that you do.
I like that song
I think that song, and maybe because I listen to the West Coast, it's got a little Dr. Dre gangster lean piano. But I think that's one of the strongest songs I've heard from you or your contemporaries, maybe in the last, certainly of this millennium.
Oh my God!
It's a really fantastic song. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, that song I actually wrote when I was 15, and it just sat around, and I didn't have the bridge for years and years and years. And I did that with Jonathan and Connor, the guys I made this record with. And I don't know, but Connor, the guy I write the lyrics and the melody with, he was just like, yeah, it didn't really work out, but I loved it. And I couldn't get it out of my head. And I was like, guys, let's just revisit it, please, because I can't forget it. And I don't even have a copy of it. So every time someone would say, oh, that's a shame, love. That's the first line. And it would remind me of that song. So I said, well, we may as well just jam it. I got the band here, let's just finish the bridge.
Oh, it's so good.
And I love it.
There's a song called Governmentalism on it that's
a
little political.
Governmentalist.
Governmentalist?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, God, I was in a bad mood that day.
Yeah, there's a little something going on with that. And then Nas comes in out of the blue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one was a funny one. I was writing that. They'd said in the press that they like to make me a whole lot more interesting than I actually am. They said that Barack Obama had called me personally and had said, "Just will you write me a song for my campaign?" That never happened.
Who told you that happened?
The press had said that. It was all over the place. Just been asked to do this by Barack Obama, blah, blah, blah. That never happened. I wish that it did, but it didn't. I actually wrote it about the English government originally, and it just kind of worked for the rest of the world. And then when Barack was running his campaign, I wanted to support him, so we released it early. And I just kind of thought it would.
But even when you write like something where you're not an angry song, it's never really angry.
No.
It's still great.
It's got a little calmness going on there, but sometimes it's a little bit too much.
Have you toured this record over there in the UK?
I did. I toured in Europe because I didn't think the record was coming out.
Right.
I thought it was never going to see the light of day, and I was never going to be able to put music out again. So I said, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to go, and I will sing it to as many people as I can find, and that way people will hear the songs.
And will you do that here in the States?
I will. I want to come and do a tour in January. I was just talking to my booking agent actually about that.
Great.
I'd love to do it. It'd be great.
Well, we'd love to have you back on. It's a great record, and I'm glad you're free finally.
Ah!
Always good to see you, Joss.
Always free.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Tell me what we're gonna do now. Tell me what we're gonna do.